What is up, Impact Heroes? Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Rick Ornelas. Thank you for spending some time with us today because we know time's a valuable resource and we're going to make it worth your while. I appreciate each and every one of you, not just for listening, but for who you are. I know you're sparking change to make the world a better place every day, and I am humbled and grateful for your efforts. It takes all of us doing our part to spread positive change, and that's what this show is all about. Motivating you with stories of struggle, courage, and hope to empower you to make a difference in your life and the lives of others. Hey, hero community. We are looking to feature more amazing social impact heroes on our show, and I'll bet all you listeners out there know a few that deserve to be recognized. If you or anyone you know should be on our radar, then you absolutely have to nominate them to be an iSpark Change social impact hero. Just click the link in the show notes below to help us find out about more people that are doing great things. What is up, Impact Heroes? Welcome back to the show. I am very excited for another social impact spotlight episode where we get to share about someone who is doing amazing things to spread positive change throughout our world. If you follow us on Instagram, then you have seen that every week we highlight awesome people and organizations that are making a difference in creating a better world. We amplify their message by sharing their incredible work through social media so others, like you, can learn how they spark change. Once per month, we share one of these spotlights on the podcast so you can learn about them and their work, because we want their work to help influence your days, impact your days with positivity and inspiration. So today we spotlight Charlie Jabaley, better known as Charlie Rocket. I love watching his content on Instagram, and it is definitely inspirational and positive. If you don't know who Charlie Rocket is, let me give you a little background. So Charlie Jabaley is a globally recognized serial entrepreneur. He's a speaker, he's an influencer, he's on a mission to transform millions of people worldwide. Now, how did he get here? Originally, he was the manager for 2 Chainz, a Grammy-nominated and award-winning rap artist. And he was the previous founder of Street Execs. And that was an Atlanta-based hip-hop firm managing megastars such as Travis Porter, Young Dolph, Bankroll. He made a lot of money, had a lot of success as a young CEO at Street Execs, and he sold millions of records and changed the trajectory of how to market to millennials and guided the careers of influential artists like 2 Chainz.
I had a dream when I was 15 to become a music mogul. Dreams do come true. 2 Chainz became one of the biggest artists in the world, and we even won a Grammy.
But while all that success was pouring in, Charlie was battling depression, binge eating, crippling insecurities, and a brain tumor. To everyone on the outside, CEO Charlie, as he was known back then, was crushing it. But on the inside, he was dying. He was unhealthy, he was unhappy, he was unfulfilled. He retired in 2017 from the music industry, weighing over 300 pounds at the time. And he also retired the name of CEO Charlie because he wanted to leave that behind. So at the age of 29, he made the decision to reinvent his life and pursue his childhood dream to become an athlete and start sharing his story.
Despite being 300 pounds on a brain tumor, I had a dream to become a Nike athlete at the age of 28. Dreams do come true. I got signed by Nike, and I was in the biggest Nike commercial of all time.
So from that emerged his new identity, Charlie Rocket. Now, within 2 years, he lost 135 pounds. He ran 3 marathons. Yes, 3. He reversed the growth of his brain tumor, and he became an Ironman. I mean, crazy in itself, right? But shortly after that, he decided to get an RV called the Dream Machine and do a bike tour across America. He was featured on Runner's World and secured a partnership with Nike, and he was inspired millions all across the globe by being spotlighted on like Forbes and Fox and all different platforms. But since at that time, when his dreams were coming true, he decided to dedicate his life. And this is where the story becomes super impactful for us in spreading positive change and for you. He decided to dedicate his life to making others' dreams come true, because he feels that people deserve to dream again, that people need to know what it feels like to have their dream come true. And so him and his foundation recently left the tour, or, have been on tour and giving away $1 million. And if you follow him on Instagram or TikTok, you'll see that they will just do these random things. They'll pull up at the Starbucks drive-through and ask the barista there what their dream is. Or they'll see a homeless person on the street and ask what their dream is, or buy someone a car that needs a car, or just all these incredible things. And he, you're probably wondering why he's on this path. I mean, obviously he walked away a lot of success, but here's an explanation from Charlie.
I had a dream to become a philanthropist. I sold everything I owned, moved into a bus, and started the Dream Machine Foundation. Now we're on the verge of being one of the most influential foundations in the world. I'm 33 years old, and I'm not done dreaming. Every dream is possible.
And he goes on to share in this post from Instagram that right now, as he's writing that, he's on a plane to help a family whose daughter was paralyzed by someone that drugged her with fentanyl on a date. And she has a brother with Down syndrome who plays music for her every day. And he wants to be a pro wrestler, and he's going there to help her and her family. And if you followed that story on Instagram, as I did, over the past few months, you were incredibly inspired. But that's just one example. That's just one example of the incredible work that he's done. I mean, he is clearly on a mission, and this example with that family is just one small story of what they want to do. And I think it's interesting, on his website it says, "We dream of a world where our fellow human beings remember that in their hearts lives a profound force of limitless potential. It is our core belief that if the world can inspire a dream within someone, it is within their power to achieve it." And I mean, amen to that, because I'd say that, yes, we all have inside that limitless potential. And I know for myself, for a while, I didn't let that out. I didn't want to, I remember sometimes just hiding it. If I had ideas and I keep them for myself, and I'd be afraid of what others would think. But just knowing that we are limited, and the only limitations we have are, up in our head. And if we can get past that, if we can have those dreams, then anything can be a reality. And it's interesting because I received a text from someone that had heard on the podcast that our dream of one impacting and connecting 1 billion people with iSpark Change. And he said, well, that's had like a laughing emoji and said, that may be a kind of a big goal. And you know what? I'm grateful. I'm grateful for his comment, because that only inspires me further to make it happen and to make that dream come true. Not for myself, but for the millions, billion people that will be impacted, and the people that will be positively inspired because of that. So with that, that's why Charlie Rocket's work resonates with us so much. We've had him as a spotlight on social media. We wanted to spotlight him here on the iSpark Change podcast. We hope to have him on the show sometime soon. And I know that just recently they announced that one of their dreams is to partner with Steve Harvey as an executive producer to get a TV show made where they can help to make dreams come true. And I tell you, I'd watch that show. I'd support that show. So I know they can do it, and I'm going to support them, from afar in any way I can, and help spread their message, which is what we do here on the iSpark Change podcast. So just remember, it's our stories that connect us all. And we hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about Charlie Rocket. I'm gonna wrap up. Before we wrap up, I'm gonna share something from his Instagram where he's getting some big news about that TV show, and let you hear that.
We're about to sign the contract to have a TV show with Steve Harvey! This is just the beginning. We're about to start taking meetings with all the networks. Let's show these networks that we're ready for a massive TV show on TV, bringing love and positivity to the world.
I have to say that last part, bringing love and positivity to the world, really resonates with me and with us at iSpark Change. So we hope you enjoyed learning about Charlie Rocket and the Dream Machine, and maybe you'll see that RV around in your area. We hope to see that, and like I said, we hope to have him on the podcast. But God bless you all, and we'll see you next week. Remember, Impact Heroes, every positive action can be a spark moment that has a ripple effect that spreads far beyond the initial act. So go out there and spark change. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this episode, then please smash that 5-star rating on iTunes or Spotify and leave a review. We value your comments and we want to hear from you in the community. Thank you for listening. God bless you, and we'll see you next week on the iSpark Change podcast.